But everything that I'm talking about right here, all these coincidences, the broad characters, the stereotypes, they all, for me, they fit into the format of what this is. And this is a dark comedy when you get right down to it. And it's Raimi's style of comedy, Sam Raimi's style of comedy. Get your tickets for me back at the Broadway Comedy Club for a night of sit-down comedy. That's going to be April 17th, 9 p.m. show. That's Saturday, by the way. You can get your tickets by going to doubletoastedny.com, or you can go to doubletoasted.com and get your tickets over there. I'll also be in London this Saturday, January 31st, hanging out at All Bar 1 in Charing Cross. We'll be there about 7:30 p.m. and hanging out pretty late, so if you have time, come hang out with us. I know a lot of people looking forward to seeing this movie because we've all had that fantasy. That fantasy of taking that boss that we hate and get on a plane with them and hoping that shit crashes just so we can end up on an island with them and get the upper hand.
I have never had that.
Oh, I've had that fantasy a long time. If I could just get your stupid ass on a plane and crash it and survive.
Yeah, I know.
Make it onto an island.
I know I wouldn't have the upper hand. I'm a city boy.
That's why it's a fantasy.
Yeah.
That's why that shit don't happen. But for a certain person, Linda Littles, man, that's exactly what happened. As you can see, she is having a hard time at work right now.
Sure.
Yeah. Old Linda, boy, she works at a company where she holds that. She's the anchor of that company because she don't do nothing but her job. Ain't got no life, living at home with a bird. Even dogs don't want to deal with her. She got a bird. But that dedication has made her the anchor of this company. She crunches the numbers and she keeps that company successful. But when the owner of that company, the CEO, dies, then the son comes in and takes his place. And you know he was going to be bad because his name is Bradley.
Of course.
Yeah, old Bradley comes in and pretty much tells her like, yeah, whatever was promised to you, because the father said, you know what, you're going to make VP one day.
Yeah.
But then the son comes in and says, yeah, well, no more.
And I got my bro here.
Yeah, and I got my frat bro here, and I already promised him the job before he even got in here. So guess what? But she does actually say, hey, I'm important enough to take this trip to China with y'all or somewhere in Asia. And you know, you at least owe me that. So they're like, all right, bitch, come on. So they bring her on and they all over there cackling and everything. And what do you know? Plane goes down, and the only two that have survived are Linda and Bradley. And Linda she's been preparing for this moment for most of her life. We'll get into that in a little bit, but she is ready. Don't let that mousy demeanor fool you. She's been training to survive.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been great if she was the lone survivor and was on an island. She'd get to use all her skills. Yeah, but now she's got her horrible boss there too.
Oh yeah. Well, she does. She gets to use her skill for tormentation. She knows how to survive. Bradley's a little pampered bitch, don't know nothing. And now, you know what we were talking about earlier with karma and everything? Sometimes karma comes in many forms, including the person that you abused and actually misunderstood and underestimated at the job. And boy, things have turned here now. Yeah, she knows what she's doing, and Bradley don't know a goddamn thing.
and he's too stupid to know what kind of situation he's in.
He's too stupid. He's too shitty, too. This is a guy don't know when to quit. And being that you don't know when to quit, well, at this point, Linda says, all right, you know what? I tried to be nice, but you want to act a fool? Okay. You still think you back at the office? No, this is Linda's office now. And I'm the boss. And things get ugly. Sometimes they don't. You know, it's hard to tell how this is going to work out. We do know that no one is coming to help them out. All they have is each other to depend on. So either they're going to learn to work together, or like I said, it's going to get bad real soon. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Sam Raimi's Send Help.
Take your seats, you're a little bitch.
Oh boy, it was almost like he invited Mother Nature's wrath. Mother Nature's like, I just hate your laugh and I hate your face. Take this.
The coast joined the land of the living.
I don't think we should ever leave.
And that's Rachel McAdams as Linda and Dylan O'Brien as asshole Bradley. And there is nothing subtle at all with anything in this movie at all. The characters are broad stereotypes. The situation is full of cartoon coincidences. You know, the plane crashes and the only two survivors are the mistreated employee and her abusive boss. And Linda knows how to survive because Linda just happens to love the show Survivor.
Right. She's been practicing and auditioning for it.
Yeah. She, like I said, she has been living for this moment for years. She's been prepping, for the show. She's been wanting to be on an episode. She reads nothing but survival guides. So, you know, this is a situation that she lived for, a 1 in a million situation that actually happens. She's won some kind of lottery for herself. But everything that I'm talking about right here, all these coincidences, the broad characters, the stereotypes, they all, for me, they fit into the format of what this is. And this is a dark comedy when you get right down to it. And it's Raimi's style of comedy, Sam Raimi's style of comedy. So, you know, because I'm saying, you know, all these things that usually come out as a negative, but it, you know, because the writing is very thin on the surface, especially with your two leads. As we were saying, you know, he's a horrible person. Bradley he berates everyone beneath him except his frat bro, who was hired only for that reason. He's also a terrible misogynist. He's probably, you know, only hiring women that he figures he could probably have sex with later on. You know, and he's also completely, totally incompetent for this job. Yeah. But hey, you know, nepotism and privilege and all that. Linda, on the other hand, she's the socially awkward nerd that's good with numbers. I said she lives at home with a bird, and Bradley he probably hates him the most because it's something that he can't sexually objectify, even though she started looking kind of good on that.
Yeah, of course. You know, that sunshine and seawater is good for her skin.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, man. She studied everything, not just how to survive. She knows how to make beauty products out of leaves and tropical fruits and things, you know.
But there's the thing, you know, when she gets on the island, she starts looking good like the Rachel McAdams we know, and she's beautiful. But I was still like, yeah, but her personality, no, I don't know if I can deal with that.
Martin, see, that's the thing with this, because like I said, I'm describing these characters, and you hear this, they are very much caricatures, man. But while they are cartoon caricatures, things become a little more complex as the story goes along, especially when they get on the island. And even before they get on the island, man, things were kind of a little complex for me, because with Linda, you know, Linda is deceptively complex, because Linda, her character kind of made me be uncomfortably honest with myself. We're trained almost with movies to have sympathy for a character like this. But I was like, man, if I worked with Linda, I'd be like everybody else. Will you get the out of my face?
Right.
Linda is so socially awkward,
and she won't stop talking.
She's unbearable. Linda Linda. Yeah, she won't shut up. She has this nervous thing where she keeps talking. And I was like, man, I can't stand Linda. Listen, compared to Bradley, she's an angel. Sure. She's a saint. Sure. But I was like, I could see why she hasn't really moved up the ladder yet, because, I mean, you know, knowing how to socialize is part of it.
Well, it's an interesting thing, because it's like, okay, she was promised vice president. You know, when the CEO moved on, he promised her that. And now it all got derailed because of Bradley coming in and taking over. Yeah. But even before that, she's working, instead of being in an executive office, she's working on the floor with like the interns and stuff. So she was already being dissed. It wasn't Bradley who started this whole thing. But it's an interesting way it's set up because you're set up to feel bad for her, but then they make her so, like you say, socially awkward and somebody as an employee you don't want to be around. But then she doesn't deserve all the stuff that's going on with her.
No, she doesn't deserve, because again, Bradley's a person that is an abuser. But all the other people in the office who are like, yeah, okay, just go away. I understood that with her.
Yeah.
That's to say that, these characters, while they're broad on the surface, they're not as thin as we think they are. And then when we get on that island, once on that island, they both become morally questionable.
Bradley was questionable.
Bradley. Okay, there was no question about him.
There's no question about him.
But then but when I say questionable, you start to, man, your loyalty start to like switch sometimes. Sometimes you think like, okay, maybe Bradley's learning a lesson right here. Because what you have here is one person who's desperate to survive, and the other one's trying to desperately maintain a new empowering lifestyle. And I think that's the power of the movie for me, because I found myself not knowing how this was going to ever turn out. Even though, because I'm looking at Linda, even though I started to question Linda's mental state, and there were moments where I was even feeling kind of like, okay, Linda's kind of dangerous. But then I started to like root for her too, because she's so in her element that it not only made her stronger, but as you can see, it started to make her sexier. Mm-hmm. And there's a moment where you wonder, like, with this, because you're thinking like, all right, at one moment it's tense, at one moment it's a thriller. And then you start thinking like, well, shit, Bradley, you gonna hit that? Because Bradley got a woman and she's fine, but Bradley was always kind of sketchy anyway. But y'all been on that island for a while. What happens on that island stays on that island. Right. So there were all kind of dynamics happening through the movie where I did not know how these characters were going to. By the end of the movie, I didn't know where they were going to be. I didn't know what point they were going to reach. And I kind of like that with this film.
Well, I'm mostly there with you, but not completely. One, the broadness and the of all of it, I found a little bit too much, like the lack of subtlety, because I was like, just introducing some could really make this for me. But the other thing is, like, everything you said about Linda is right, mm-hmm. But my frustration is that with Bradley, despite everything changing around him, Linda changing, the environment changing, the dangers changing, he stayed the same. He was always, even when it seemed like, oh, maybe he is learning. No, it's like 2 scenes later, he's back. He was always reset to where he was when he landed. And that was kind of frustrating for me.
Was it? Okay. Well, maybe I like these characters more than you. I really like Linda. I like how resourceful she was, man.
Oh, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Man,
Martin.
Man, I know what you're gonna do.
Martin, is it my fault that she would make a great entrepreneur? Martin, is it my fault that she would be great if she applied for Shopify, Martin? Listen, I'm just pointing out the obvious. I'm glad Linda's like being as resourceful as she is, because now I can give a word out to our sponsor, which is Shopify. And hey, look, if you're a Linda of the world out there, if you're the one of the Lindas of the world, you know what? Maybe you're not on an island, but hey, you are at home on your computer all the time. You make things.
Wish I was on an island.
Yeah, you make it. I'd be there to torment you. Hey, Mark, can I tell you about Shopify? Yeah, man, you make things. You make toys. You make clothing. You make jewelry. You would make a great online entrepreneur. And the best place to start with that is, and Martin knows, he heard him. He's learning. Shopify. I've told Martin over and over again, Shopify gives you everything you need to sell your wares online and in person. You have millions of entrepreneurs out there, millions, that have already made this leap. From household names to people who are first time in the business. If Mattel can use this, then you can use it too. You're in good hands. Shopify gives you all of the tools that you need to easily build your dream store, because they have hundreds of beautiful templates that you can customize to match your style, match your brand. That's a business term right there for you. And I'm giving all this good stuff to you. And setup is fast with Shopify because they have these AI tools that help you write product descriptions and headlines, and they help you edit your product photos out there. If you put in all lowercase shopify.com/toasted, you'll get yourself a $1 per month trial period. Again, that is shopify.com/toasted, all lowercase. I want to thank Martin for finally realizing the magic of Shopify.
Leave me out.
No, Martin, you're getting it now. And I want to thank Shopify for sponsoring this portion of the show. And I want to thank all of you out there for your support. All right, Martin, come on back. Okay. I'm going to leave you alone now. Yeah, but I do mean it when I said that that I do like both these characters. I think that because I'm looking at this, I think a lot of people are going to want to describe this as a certain genre. They're going to try to pigeonhole this a certain way because of Sam Raimi's name that's been attached to it. I guess it depends on how you look at it. Might depend on how much you like it, and what kind of maybe genre you're looking for. Because as I said, I found this as mostly a dark comedy and a thriller. Yeah. And I just thought that despite this trailer, man, what they're showing, I just thought both Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien were really good because they do comedies. They do comedy well. Now, one of the things we talked about Rachel McAdams back when we were talking about a really terrible movie as far as we're concerned, the Hot Chick.
Oh, yeah.
And Rachel McAdams, she's hardly in the movie, but she switches bodies with Rob Schneider. And her little parts are funny, man. And we said back then, man, she's got some good comedic chops going on.
Yeah, but we don't see her do it a lot, but she's a powerhouse in this.
She's great in this, man. And I thought they just played off each other well because they really are Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
And you know who's who. Rachel McAdams, she's pulling a Bugs Bunny on him the whole time. He just over there sour and mad and huffing and puffing like Daffy Duck.
What are you doing?
I'm getting out of here.
You can't put that kind of weight on that yet.
You don't tell me what to do.
Where are you going?
Wherever the I want to go.
You're despicable.
Yeah, I thought that they were really, really good together. But at the same time, I thought that there were these moments. A lot of times they're going back and forth like this. But again, as the movie progresses, and as I keep saying, where everything seems like it's so paper thin on the surface, I also thought that they had some good deep moments there, man. There were moments where it would slow down and they would have like small moments of drama, especially when they were starting to get to know each other better and they would get to reveal personal moments about themselves. And, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, maybe they'll start working together and they'll both become better people. And by the end of the movie, maybe they'll even become friends.
You literally brought it home.
And, there's a moment where you start to even hear about Bradley's story, and he even has a sort of sympathetic background that goes on. It's those shifting dynamics in this movie that seem so simple, but yet as it goes along, for me, became very unpredictable. And I found myself kind of shifting from anger to being real intense to actually having a little hope for them at some point. So yeah, it was working for me, man. I was enjoying it. I mean,
you know what? It's a thing where I'm watching it and I think it's good and I'm enjoying it. There was something missing in the connectivity of a lot of the scenes. Like they felt like separate vignettes instead of, and I know that they are because it all does lead to something. But you ever watch something and you're like, I'm enjoying this, but I feel like it should be better.
Yeah.
And I can't quite put my finger on it. Cause everything that's here, like the people, the setup, the director. And I was like, with all this, it's not like I think it's bad. It just felt like it should be a little bit better than it is. And I don't know why that is.
And even though I obviously like this better than you, I think we realize this at this point. I think I can see what you're saying because I was thinking about how this movie is morphing into so many different things because, it really is a movie that's constantly changing. It's mostly a dark comedy thriller, but it sneaks in chunks of other genres. And that, that works for some people and then some people it doesn't.
Yeah. And
because at one point it's an adventure movie. Then there's another point where it's a horror movie, a little bit of horror in there, just a little bit. And Sam Raimi is able to throw a little bit of extra Living Dead and Evil Dead in there. When you see it, you know what I'm talking about. It's even a rom-com at one point. And I thought the movie, but now for me, I thought the movie cleverly kind of worked all those things in. But again, like you're saying, it's like, man, these are working in chunks and they're not really flowing together for you.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like watching something where you can see the architecture of it rather than it just presenting itself as the whole. I'm curious about the whole Sam Raimi-ness of it. Because, like for the most part, you wouldn't know, but every so often he does something very Sam Raimi-ish. And that's the kind of thing where I think, like, if you're a Sam Raimi fan, you're like, ooh, that's what I came here for. I'm loving it. But if you're not, I wonder if you go like, what the hell? Well, that was kind of random, but that was kind of dumb.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because again, I think it's that kind of movie where it's doing so many things. It's going to work for some people, and for some people, it might not. It might be trying to do too many things at once. Because like I said, man, I watching this, there are going to be some people who would try to make this something even more than what it is. Some people try to make this sound like it's a deep, dark insight on the nature of power struggles and dynamics and really, man, listen, it's just Sam Raimi having fun.
Yeah.
All right, it ain't that deep, bro.
It's really not that deep. I mean, just from how cartoonish those executives are, they're like from a different decade.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is the comedic version of American Psycho. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The beginning of it. All these characters are people straight out of American Psycho. Except again, they have more of they got the Sam Raimi twist on it. Mm-hmm. But man, really, it's just Sam Raimi. He's not taking any of this too seriously.
No,
none of it. You can see that with the opening scene at the office where everybody is, like look at these bros right here, man.
Exactly.
I mean that.
I mean, even down to the way he's dressed.
Yeah, that's your boy. What's his name? Batman.
Patrick Bateman.
That's Patrick Bateman. No, Patrick.
No. It's
Patrick Bateman's the character.
The character. Yeah.
That's Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
Yeah.
Right there. Look at just with the hair and everything. Uh-huh. I would not be surprised if Sam Raimi that was the model for that. Mm-hmm. But. What you at the beginning, like I said, man, you can see where these are cartoonish stereotypes. So he's not taking that seriously. And there's a scene in there, it even becomes a gross out comedy with projectile vomiting, man. And even when the plane crashes.
Yeah,
man,
it's Looney Tunes.
Yeah, even when the plane crashes, man, there's some moments of physical comedy going on with that. He's playing with the bodies hanging on the plane and everything. So that now for me, that's what makes it entertaining. Because I went in there I think with knowing in mind like this is going to be Sam Raimi, being Sam Raimi, probably being a little deeper with certain things in here. Mm-hmm. But there's even Sam Raimi doing things like. A signature move of Sam Raimi is where he takes the camera and the camera becomes a point of view of the character. Yeah. And the character's confused looking all around. That camera's just switch panning all over the place. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I went in expecting all of this and all of it worked for me. But like I said, the movie's doing a lot. And it has taken on some different tones at a certain point. Maybe that's not for everyone. I will even admit to when this movie gets to some very, very silly moments because it gets to a point where Linda adopts or adapts so well to that island that just turns into an episode of Gilligan's Island. She turns into the professor, man. Doing all kind of shit with coconuts.
Yeah.
She built a bar. Apparently Alf showed up. She makes like a damn jungle sushi restaurant.
Right. Yeah. To the point where like, how long have y'all been out there?
Yeah.
Because you still look like it was 2 days ago.
Yeah. She's got
because I kept noticing how she doesn't have much of a tan in that whole movie.
And Dylan O'Brien's beard they've been on that. They mentioned we've been on this island for almost a month and that it's just stubble.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden in one day, he gets an afro on his chin. So. Yeah, man. She got a jungle line of cosmetics and she makes. She found some aloe vera in there. So yeah, it gets silly, man. It gets kind of crazy. And if I had a big criticism for it, is like, I didn't go too heavy on this criticism because I think that it's not a surprise to anybody where this movie goes, but it is a little predictable where it's going to end if you really think about it. There's something that's said in the movie I think it's supposed to be kind of a twist, and it's like, I know what's going on here. But
yeah. And the very, very end, I wasn't so crazy about. I was like, oh, I mean, it's like, okay, I because when you watch movies, especially us, it comes a point where you're like, all right, this can only end, one of three ways.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And it does, but like the very, very end, I was like, it's a little corny right there. We ain't have to go that far with it. I can understand what you're saying. But despite everything I'm saying, I did think it was a very entertaining movie.
Yeah, no, it is. I think it is very entertaining.
And I want to sit here and act like I didn't enjoy it. And I know I think most people who see this are going to really be entertained by it.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you want to give more insight on this and then give a rating? Because I'm curious now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I covered it a lot. Like I said, the actors are really good, especially Rachel McAdams. It's always fun watching her. But as you mentioned, maybe that was my problem, that was doing too many different things. So it wasn't feeling like it was staying on the track. Like it would just hop off on little side quests and tangents. Yeah. And it was like, hey, can we, move this in more of a straight line? So maybe that was what was holding me back from, enjoying as much as you or everybody else. But in the end, I mean, I still think I still give it a matinee. I still think that it's a fun movie to go see. And you might be going because you're like, oh, I like horror movies. You'll get that out of it. You'll just get a lot more stuff. But if you're waiting for the horror, you might be waiting a long time. Or you might get in there and forget that's even a part of it. Yeah.
To me, the horror was it was mainly just kind of a Sam Raimi inside joke. Really. Yeah. Like I said, a lot of this is more like Misery. Again, with a more comedic version of Misery. And even that, it's not going as far as Misery does. But I don't know, man. I think it purposely uses stereotypes for some comedy, but I don't think that it uses that as an excuse to not give these characters some depth. And and for me, it's making the movie very unpredictably entertaining. Like maybe I knew where it was going near the end, but for the most part, I really was wondering, man, where these characters going to end up? I have no idea. So I'm not too. I like this more than you did, but I still give it like a very high matinee. Mm-hmm. I know I really enjoyed it. So yeah. I mean, if I was to go any higher, probably low full price. But I was very entertained by it. But yeah, I give it a very high matinee. I approve of this film.
Yeah, see, I knew he wouldn't be that different.
Yeah, that's the key word here, entertaining. Mm-hmm. Well, would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon, where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.